Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to study 12th Standard Biology, lesson number 2, reproduction in higher and lower animals. The birth control measures which deliberately prevent fertilization are referred as contraceptives. The contraceptive method helps to prevent unwanted pregnancies. An ideal contraceptive should be easily available, user friendly, effective, and no or least side effect. Contraceptive methods are of mainly two types. One is temporary and another one is a permanent method. Temporary methods. These are of following types: natural and safe period rhythm method, continuous interruptus or withdrawal method, lactational amenorrhea, and the other various methods. The natural method, that is also called as safe period or rhythm method. In the natural method, the principle of avoiding chances of fertilization is used. A week before and a week after menstrual bleeding is considered the safe period for the sexual intercourse. This idea is based on the fact that ovulation occurs on the 14th day of the menstrual cycle. Its drawback lies in having a high rate of failure. The next one is coitus interruptus or withdrawal method. In this method, the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. This method also have some drawbacks as the pre-ejaculation fluid may contain sperm and this can cause the fertilization. Lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation. This method is based on the fact that ovulation does not occur during the period of intense lactation following paturation. Therefore, as long as the mother breastfeeds the child fully, chances of conception are almost negligible. However, this method also has a high chances of failure. Now, chemical means or spermicides. In this method, chemicals like foam, tablets, jellies, and creams are used by the female partner before sexual intercourse. If these chemicals are introduced into the vagina, they adhere to the mucous membrane, immobilized and kill the sperms. It may cause allergic reaction. This method also has chances of failure. Now, the mechanical means or the barrier method. In this method, with the help of the barrier, the ovum and the sperm are prevented from physically meeting. These mechanical barriers are of three types: condom, diaphragm or valves, and IUDIs. Now, in this, the first one is the using of the condom. It is a thin rubber sheet that is used to cover the penis of the male during copulation. It prevents the entry of ejaculation semen into the female reproductive tract. This can prevent contraception. It is a simple and effective method and has no side effects. A Nirod is the most widely used contraceptive by males, that is called as Nirod in Hindi. It is easily available and is given free by the government. It should be properly discarded after every use. Condom is also a safeguard against STD and AIDS like other diseases. Now the next one method is the diaphragm or cervical cap and the vaults. The devices used by the female are made up of the rubber. They prevent conception by blocking the entry of sperm through the cervix. The device is inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during copulation. Now, the next one is the intrauterine devices. It is also called as IUDIs. These clinical devices are plastic or metal objects. A doctor or trained nurse places the IUDs into the uterus. These devices includes Lipes loop, copper released IUDs, CUT, CU7, multi-rod 375 and hormone releasing IUDs, LNG20 progesterone. All these things it contains, as you can see in the figure, you can understand it nicely. Lipase loop is a plastic double S loop. It attracts the macrophages, stimulating them to accumulate in the uterine cavity. Macrophages increases phagocytes of sperm within the uterus and act as a contraceptive. Copper releasing IUDs suppresses sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of the sperm. The hormone releasing IUDs make the uterus unsustainable for implantation and cervix hostile to the sperms. It delays pregnancy for longer period. The spontaneous explosion, occasional hemorrhage, and chances of infection are the drawbacks of IUDs because it is the foreign body which is inserted in the human body. So the chances of infections or the other defense mechanism of the human body is increases. The physiological or the oral devices. Physiological devices are used in a form of tablets and hence are popularly called the pills. It is an oral contraceptive used by the female. The pill contains progesterone and estrogen hormone. They inhibits the ovulation, hence no eggs are released from the ovary of the female using this pill, and thus contraception cannot occur. They also alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent the entry of sperm. The pills have side effects such as nausea, weight gain, tenderness of breast, and slight blood loss between the menstrual period. The pill Saheli is an oral contraceptive for females which is non-steroidal. Saheli is to be taken once in a week. These pills are sponsored by the government, hence it is Saheli is now a part of National Family Program as an oral contraceptive pill in India. Somewhere, sometimes it will distributed free of cost by the government. We'll see here the other contraceptives. The birth control implant is a contraceptive used by the female. It is a tiny thin rod about the size of matchstick. It is implanted under the skin of the upper arm. They contain progesterone and estrogen. They made of action is similar to that of pill. They prevent pregnancy for 3 to 4 years, and it lasts longer as depend upon the body response. Now we'll see the permanent methods. The permanent birth control method in men is called vasectomy, and in women it is called tubectomy. These are surgical methods, also called sterilization. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is tied and cut, whereas in tuberculosis, a small part of a fallopian tube is tied and cut. This blocks gametes transport and prevent pregnancy. As you can see in the figure, um, the medical termination of the pregnancy, also called as the MTP, the international or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term, is called medical termination pregnancy (MTP) or includes abortion. MTP is essential in case of unwanted pregnancies or in defective development of the fetus. It is safe during the first trimester of the pregnancy. The defective development of fetus is examined by the amniocentesis, means the various tests will take place before the fifth month of the pregnancy. Amniocentesis is a process in which amniotic fluid containing fetal cell is collected using a hollow needle inserted into the uterus under ultrasound guidance. The the chromosomes are studied to see the abnormalities in the developing fetus, but the dangerous trend is the misuse of amniocentesis to determine the sex of the unborn child. Frequently, if the fetus is found to be female, it is aborted, which is totally illegal. So the government of the India has legalized MTP Act in 1971 with strict conditions of avoiding its misuse. Now, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Amendment Act 2017 under Section 3 of the MTP Act 1971 was enacted by the Government of India. The intention of MTP Act as to reduce the incidence of illegal abortion and consequent mm, maternal mortality. As per the provision of the MTP Act, only the consent of women whose pregnancy is being terminated is required. According to MTP Act, pregnancy may be terminated within the first 12 weeks or more than 12 weeks but lesser than 20 weeks. The registered medical practitioner's opinion is mandatory. Starting the continuation of the pregnancy would involve a risk to the life of the pregnant woman or give abnormal physical or mental health or a substantial risk to the child. So here we have studied all the permanent and temporary, natural or man-made or surgical, all the methods of the birth control, their measurements, their advantages and their disadvantages. We have studied all. So thanks for watching. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe and comment below.